Do you have your parenting plan in place for Christmas or Hanukkah or any other upcoming holiday that's important to you? I remember for us in the very beginning of our split, we didn't have anything in place. And it caused so much stress and anxiety because you didn't know what to expect. You didn't know how much cooperation there was going to be. You didn't know if you were going to see the kids when you wanted to see them on that special holiday. And it was really a lot of upset for everybody. But eventually, when we finally went into mediation and we mediated our parenting plan and had all of the specifics, including what would happen at Christmas and other special holidays, all of a sudden the clouds parted. All of a sudden we had this agreement. There was no lingering emails back and forth and phone calls and negativity because everybody was vying for what they wanted. No, we had a parenting plan that we had agreed on in mediation, and that was our new rule book. And it was great because everybody knew what the expectation was. I'm going to talk about Christmas since we're approaching Christmas now. Everybody knew when the kids were going to be with which parent on which days of Christmas. And I suggest to you to really take a step back and think through, certainly, first and foremost, what's in the best interest of the kids? What is it that they're hoping for on that special holiday? It might be that they want the holiday to resemble something very similar to what it was like when the two of you were married, or it might be that they want something a little bit different because now you're a family of two households and things are changing. It's a really good idea to talk to them and find out what is it that they want, but talking to them without alienating the other parent, without saying anything about the other parent. It's really just talking to the child about what their wants and their needs are. And then after you know what they want, then trying to sit down with the other parent and come up with an agreement that makes sense for you. In some cultures, the 24th is very important, whereas the 25th is more important to other cultures. So in that scenario, it could be that you decide that the kids will be with the parent on the 24th who has an importance to that day, while they'll be with the other parent on the 25th because that's what's important to them. Or it could be that you both find the 25th is the most important day of Christmas. In that scenario, does it have to be split by year? Like, do you have to say that the kids will be with mom on one year and dad on the other year? Or could you actually put aside your differences, put aside your feelings for each other, and actually split the day? Is that an opportunity for you in which the kids get to see both parents get to see the kids each year on Christmas? Wouldn't that be great instead of feeling sad and alone every other Christmas? So the beauty of mediation is you can come up with any agreement that makes sense to you and your family. You're not obligated to follow a court order by a judge that doesn't know your family and doesn't know what's maybe the best for you. Instead of mediation, you can come up with anything that makes sense for you. So, I remember a family that I mediated where initially mom came in saying, there's no way that dad's going to see these kids on Christmas. And I had to turn to her and remind her that dad loves these children just as much as you do, and they love him. And how would they feel if they didn't get to see him? And the other thing that was really neat to watch was, because obviously they've never been through a divorce and they don't know what alternatives there might be, they're just assuming either it's one parent sees them and that's it, the other one doesn't see them, or it's alternating years. The key was for me to ask them, like, what about Christmas is the most important to you? And through that dialogue, we discovered that in mom's case, the most important thing was breakfast with the kids and opening presents in the morning. And we discovered that for dad, the most important thing was dinner with the family on Christmas Day. And so I turned to them and said, so what's stopping you from having that happen? And suddenly there was a light bulb moment for them, and they realized they could each get the important part of Christmas with their children, and everybody was happy. So much so that dad said he was willing to do all the driving that day. He would pick up the kids when it was his turn. He would drop them off when he was done celebrating with them. And everybody was happy. It was a win-win situation. So the moral of the story is really thinking outside the box. What do you think that could work for you? What's important to the children? And what can you do to reduce the anxiety and this stress associated with these holidays and when will I see my children? It's really having a plan in place that sets the expectations so you're not wondering year after year after year what's going to happen. You may need to tweak that plan from time to time because life changes, kids grow up, priorities change. But for now, setting a plan in place so you have a rule book to play by when you're not getting along is really valuable. Food for thought. Have a great day.